Hello, everybody. Welcome. Last week I realized I said welcome back, but welcome and welcome back. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Oh, that's right. I was gonna try and check my, let's see, like view count for the last couple days, or a couple weeks, I mean to say. I got nervous there because I touched my face, and we all know that's a sign of nervousness. Do we? I don't know if I can really log in while doing this, but welcome back. I seem to get a general, I'm sort of getting a quite a bit higher view count per week in terms of what it used to be, which is exciting stuff and very motivating. Speaking of motivating, well, actually, maybe I should ask first. How are you guys? Hope you're doing okay. As well or better than I. I didn't do anything. I took a staycation this week, so little to no motivation on my end. And if we're racing, you probably made at least $1,000 more than I did this week. Bare minimum. So yeah, I mean, let's see. Any perks for maybe staying off for 1 week? I rested my back. There's NBA playoffs to watch a little bit. The parts that are exciting, and some of that means who's your team and what's not. I think my prediction is so far holding up. And that means that right now the Nuggets are playing the Lakers. If I remember correctly, I don't even really remember what I predicted, but I believe that was the correct prediction. As you can see, I don't have a lot of emotion in these games involved. I like a team that passes a lot, and I like a team with a big presence down near the basket. And that's sort of the, I don't know, my opinion on what is a great team. But then the teams that tend to pass a lot, they probably bring the big guy outside from under the basket. Anyway. So we'll see. But Denver's also, I have family out in Colorado. I don't even know that they like the Nuggets or anything, but they're also one of my favorite teams. Okay, so besides those two pluses, I can't think of any reason to take a week off or more. I might have driven one ride this week or something. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to talk about my job. Let's get into more fun stuff. Why don't we? I really sort of didn't bring much to the table and just decided to record because sometimes, they could be the most boring episodes, but they could also be sometimes the most fun. Let's see. I was trying to think in terms of our somewhat consistent segment about what happened last week. First of all, just barely again avoiding 1,000 razor blades and coming at me, trying to get through a story about seeing somebody in passing. But yeah, I mean, it makes me nervous to even bring it up again. But having said that, I've only mentioned that I've seen one stand-up comedian, aside from all the aspiring stand-up comedians, professional stand-up comedians. And I'm not sure if that's actually true. I did want to mention Gerard Carmichael. I saw him on a outing once by chance, and he was great and super inspiring. And I believe I got into some others, but I think he's the only other one guy that I've seen. It was inspiring just how casual he was with the audience. It might have been a little bit tricky, you tell me, but he kept asking the audience what they want to talk about. So I guess he warmed everybody up, got them all going and stuff, and everybody was having a good time, and he was just throwing out anything you guys want me to talk about. And I remember it made me laugh even harder because now he was making us nervous. And you wouldn't think that I wouldn't say anything, but I was with a. I was not trying to be an attention whore. I was with a. This was so long ago when he used to do stand up, which is, I mean, this is more than 10 years ago, people. So anyway, that was a by chance thing. In fact, I was invited, and I guess same for the Adam Carolla thing. I would love to try and remember people that I've seen before this. It says a lot about what the hell am I doing with my life, going out trying to, I don't know, get laughs and stuff. I mean, it says a lot about how I've ding, 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 fallen all the way to, a certain level from what was maybe me going in an upwards direction for a while there. And then as for other people I've seen, this is one of the cringiest topics that anybody could bring up. But since I live in this fairly enormous, arguably decent city, especially if we're talking about the weather, I don't want to start listing people. It's not the intent here, but I've probably seen, because of my growing up, I've probably seen people I shouldn't see, so I kind of discount all those people. Not all those people, but that handful of people maybe. And then the people that I've seen, in case you want to move to LA, I don't know, it's like, what kind of topic is this, Braden? But if I do run into somebody, it's that's right, I guess I got a random invite. I haven't done anything in my life in 10 years, so this last person that I saw in passing was a big deal. But maybe one house party, one bar, another costume shop. It's like the chances that you'll see somebody are pretty slim, and we're talking about a span of probably 19 to 26. That doesn't sound so bad. I don't know, just getting out with the general public and stuff. And I guess somebody that I met was pretty cool. And then I met somebody sort of through him. Yeah, through him. And she was all right and things like that. And so I don't know. But do the weather's nice. So, I don't want to be here standing up for, happened to be born here. And that's what I wanted to get into. So I did see somebody who seems to not be talking about the same community that I grew up in. It's about time we got back to this, since I don't want to pretend like I don't want to talk about it, and I also don't want to pretend like I do either. So I happened to see, when I was talking about a handful of people because of how I was raised, that I almost high chance of seeing those folks. I did see, some higher echelon folk. I can't wait to get off this topic as well. So glad we're almost done here. But I ran into major... I mean, this guy, he turns my insides like no other. And I almost don't want to mention his name, but I sort of did run into him and then turned around. I actually have a previous video titled this, but he seems to no longer be talking about the cult. Have I ever said that publicly before? That I was raised in? And maybe I don't mention the cult and I don't mention his name and I can get away with it. But there was a YouTube video from the guy who most prominently covers, at least he has the most viewers on YouTube, covering Scientology, the the on the daily, right? So he's put out a video that this big fucking actor guy, Tom Cruise, is no longer really talking about it with his personal friends. Simon Pegg, some British comedian guy, knows not really to even discuss it with his friend. I don't know. I just think it's great news. It's about time I also brought it up, but it's a new day and a new age, and I wouldn't be surprised if pressure like this gets him back on the red carpet talking about it, but I'm really just saying that to not jinx anything. You sort of get the point. Nothing really discussed in terms of humor this week. Ugh. Wish I had more for you guys. Let's see. I'm checking my notes briefly, but I already know that I wrote nothing, and it seems like I've covered everything. So, aside from the shirt, which is supposed to be humorous, that I probably may have talked about earlier, you can't see the whole thing, or I don't think you can. Let's see. If I show you, it would be better than if I read it aloud. Okay. I apologize. I was probably supposed to keep eye contact with the camera there. To make the joke really land, my sister bought it for me. I'm sort of excited about still wearing it because it's the only large shirt I have. I probably mentioned all this before. Let's get out of here. Okay, guys. Appreciate you tuning in so much. I can't believe there's this much, and I still feel like a pawn. And it's just nice to have my vlog out there. And I realize I've just been chatting and I have no idea how long I've been going. So let's just get out of here. Didn't set my stopwatch? No, apparently not. All right, but I do everything else right. Okay, maybe next week. No, what I mean is we'll bring it back. I'll have more morale, more energy, more drive inside me. You'll see it. Okay, cheerios, guys. Till next week, have a good one. Keep kicking ass. Toodles.